Hello again, and yes, I know 2 videos in one day. What is this? I didn't even think I would be doing 2 posts in one day, but I figured I already planned to do the Brantford Bulldogs video talking a bit about the city of Brantford and its history with the Ontario Hockey League with the Alexanders. And when the news broke this morning that Bruce Boudreau, Bruce, there it is, he's joining the Niagara Icedogs as a senior advisor, and I figured that's something to talk about because we haven't had a lot of news in the last, like, say, 6 months that was positive in regards to the Niagara Icedogs, with the stuff going on behind the scenes, like off the off ice. I'm not going to get into, but let's just say last year was a season the Icedogs would like to forget. There were so many trades last year. I almost wonder if they set a record with the amount of trades in an OHL season, because when you look at all the rosters around the Ontario Hockey League, you could pinpoint all the former Icedogs as the season went on, and they still did a few trades during the offseason, bringing in Gavin Bryant from the Owen Sound Attack, and then you also have Frederico. He came over from the London Knights, so they're still doing the trades, but let's focus on some of the positives here when it comes to Niagara, because this is a team that has so much potential. The fan base is outstanding. The Meridian Center is beautiful. I hope that one day they'll be able to host the Memorial Cup. I know their bid fell short this past season, but I think a lot of fans were expecting Niagara not to get the bid going into the season with how last year went. But this is an organization that I think has a lot of potential. St. Catharines, they love the Niagara Icedogs since they relocated there from Mississauga, and of course that was back in 07, 08. I actually got to cover the Icedogs in their inaugural season. I had a college radio show with a couple of my roommates, and we would go to all the home Icedog games and then eventually the playoffs when they were against the Majors and the Oshawa Generals, and it is a fun environment. I have a soft spot for Niagara. I would love to see them have some success, but this is a step in the right direction. Bruce Boudreau, of course, bringing that NHL pedigree as a head coach in the National Hockey League with the Vancouver Canucks most recently, along with Minnesota, Anaheim, and Washington. And he also played in the NHL with the Toronto Maple Leafs and Chicago Blackhawks. So he brings a wealth of knowledge to this organization, which is going to help them as they move forward, because this is a team that has a lot of good talent. And I know that there's already people expecting Niagara to miss the playoffs once again, but I think they're going to make things a lot more interesting than what we saw last year. Starting off with Ryan Rubrick, who's their top draft pick back in the spring. Rubrick already having a great start to the preseason, getting on the score sheet. I know people will say this, well, the preseason doesn't matter. Well, you got to get your feet wet. This is for the younger players to learn the ropes of the Ontario Hockey League a bit, while some veterans are fighting for their jobs and potentially moves that could happen with the overager situation. So the Niagara Icedogs, they're going to be very interesting to follow. They do also have Kevin He had an outstanding year last year. He was a lot of fun to watch. If you haven't seen a Niagara Icedogs game, you'll notice Kevin He out on the ice quite a bit. So some good news for the Niagara Icedogs. I'm glad there's something positive we can talk about with Niagara as this franchise tries to move forward after last season. So let me know what you think about the addition of Bruce Boudreau as an advisor with the Niagara Icedogs. And also to note, his son Ben is going to be an associate coach with Niagara. That was announced back in July, and I know when that was announced, a lot of people were wondering, okay, will his dad Bruce then join the Icedogs in the upcoming season? And we got our answer. So let me know what you think about Niagara coming up this year in the comments below. And if you like these kind of videos where I talk about things going on around the Ontario Hockey League, even outside of the Barrie Colts, I already said it in a few videos before that the Barrie Colts will obviously be my primary focus as the play-by-play voice on Rogers TV. But I do like to talk about what's going on around the rest of the OHL, like the Niagara Icedogs. So let me know what you think about Niagara, and hit like and subscribe. That lets me know if these are the kind of videos you want to see more of going forward as we prepare for the upcoming regular season. Have yourself a great afternoon.